know about you guys, but it feels like topwater fishing season. Let's carve something. Pretty sure the only hot air in this entire shop is coming out of me. Anyways, welcome to the shop. My name is Jameson. It is a freezing day outside, but that ain't gonna stop me because I need to whittle something. It's time to make a mouse lure. This is gonna be a topwater mouse lure, and of course I probably won't fish it for a few months because, you know, freezing. But there it is. Let's carve it. To the bandsaw. So as you just saw, I have not one, but two little mouse lures that I'm working on. So I'm gonna actually do a test here because I've never fished a mouse or rat lure before, and I wanna see what joint position looks like in the action of these lures. So as you can see, center line on this one is like my drawing, straight shot. I'm gonna leave this one and kind of guess on where I think it might work best, and you can be the judge. Let's cut those. I'm gonna take this one to the scroll saw. Still cold. So I lasted as absolutely long as I could, and I was freezing. So instead of dying, I just went inside. Day 2, it's still about 8 degrees, but that's okay. We're gonna get this done. Mousie's coming along nicely. It's warming up in the shop. Things are looking good. And now I could finish this off with the Dremel tool. I could finish it off with the wood burner, but I'm going to try something that my wife got me, which is a power engraver. Unlimited craftsmanship. Let's hope. If this thing works good, I'll put a link in the description. If not, we'll repress this memory. It kind of feels like an unboxing video suddenly. No. That's what we're into. It's got soft, shallow, hard, deep. Bit set. I don't know if that came with it or if that was extra. Product manual. Don't read those anyways. Another bit set. And, ooh, cool. A little stencil. So the engraver worked really well, I guess. I'm not much of an engraver, but I gave it a shot. What I'm going to do, though, is move on. At this point, I have a mouse. So I'm going to move on to doing some burning. So I'm going to actually burn in all the hair-ish stuff. By the end of this entire thing is going to be basically burnt. Just from hair. Let's take it to a time lapse. My little mouses are looking pretty darn good. Now it's on to the next step, which is going to be putting, well, some actual lips on these things. So I have some 1/8 inch acrylic. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, put those in place where I think they'll work best, and then put some hangers, so some hook hangers and such on here, and maybe even a little screw for the tail. And I mean, it looks like a crazy bucktooth beast, but there you go. What I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to make that channel a little bit deeper, and also clean up that lip. Woo, mouse butts drive me nuts. So what have I been doing? As you can see from that lip shape, I'm actually like, I channeled it out inside the mouse's head, and it's looking good. It's actually fitting in there much better. So now it goes in further without weakening the outside edges. I think science and engineering. So now I'm just going to square it up, and we should be good. Let's cut this guy out and, well, have 2 pieces. Time to do some joinery. Let me show you what I'm going to use. So on number 1, I've gone ahead and found a center point of the mouse. I can always go back and fill in the hole and do 2 and feel like a weirdo, but I think this will be good. So there's 1. I think this should be able to hold up to a big 10-pound bass that I catch here in Washington State, right? If not, I'll cry. Ha ha ha. I mean, yeah, you got a giant section missing right there, but looks cool. Has a nice ring to it. Alright, so here's another weird one. I ordered these off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. This is what I'm going to actually attach my tail to. If I can get it open. And of course I have a billion of them now. But there you go. That little thing is going to mount right in the old keister. And then I'll screw the tail into that. Tragically, Mousy here met my flex cut carving tool because I had to, amputate a couple toes in order to make this have the fit that I want. So now I'm going to put a little channel in there, and yeah, tail will live right there. I want to put a tail on it just to make me feel better. So in the spirit of floating lures everywhere, I decided to keep this thing, the butt end of this thing upright as possible. So I went with the floating power bait. These are little trout, 3-inch trout worms. I'm guessing that little red head on there is what floats, which is adorable. Look at that thing. Little squiggly tail. Oh, I'd eat that. That came out wrong. So with my goofy little tail on, I guess all that remains is putting on the rest of the hardware. So I'll update you when I get that in, including the piece that goes in the nose. This is way fun, you guys. If you want to try something, just try making your own lures. These are cool. If you catch fish, that's a win too. Quick trip to the Dremel, and I got some slots. The slots will fit just like this. I'm gonna drill a little hole, and that'll allow it to pivot. So I'm gonna drill a hole in the top. Woo! Look at that little thing. Nice. Alright, so I've made some mice. Floppy and my little U-joint. Now, this one needs a little tuning, but I really like this look. It's much more solid. But either way, I'm going to seal these up, tune them a little bit, figure out the floating, and I'll show you that now. And then let's go see what they do. There you go. Okay, so it's rolling. So I'm here with my fearless test pilots. Little baby Tenny. Big K. We're going to watch, what is this?
It's a mouse.
We're going to watch the mouse and see how it wants to float. All right, here we go. We're going to put it in our little dunk tank. Here we go. Look at that. It seems to be doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So now I guess I fish it. All right, so we are at our local little lure testing spot. Keston's already fishing here. She's got the worm and bobber. Me, I got my little mouse tied on. We're gonna see how this thing goes. It floated just fine, so that's cool. Now we're gonna see what the action looks like on mouse number 1. This is the one with the dual joint. Okay, so real quick, I was able to determine that these actually do swim. That's great. I also determined that a little bit of weight forward in this is going to go a long ways. So I'm going to actually drill and add just maybe a 1/4 ounce to the front end of each one of these little mouse lures, and I'm going to go fishing. I was feeling really stupid about life choices with that hook on there, so I took that off. Here we go. Looking good. All right, so I'm going with the Star Bond medium thick. This is black. All right, all said and done. Final weight, hooks on, everything's looking cool. What's the weight? We got 0.90, if you can read that on my crappy scale. Let's go fishing. All right, so the infamous Pat here again, front seating it in my canoe. We are about to hit out there. You can kind of see Lake Terrell, which you've seen me crush fish on. I'll put a link up above here to that video. Pat's up front throwing a mouse fly. Me, I'm throwing a mouse lure. All right, so here's a point of view what this thing looks like now that I added the weight. There's so much wiggle to that. Oh, fish on! 3rd cast. Holy crap. Dude, that was nuts. 3rd cast ever with this lure. Prototype. Just gets smashed by a 3-pound fish. Dude, that was cool. Our story for this mouse is he's just a little mouse who was carried off by a red-tailed hawk. Fell out, he got free of the talons and fell into the water from one dangerous situation to another. I think that's our story. We're sticking to it. There he is. All right. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh! That's a good fish. Yes! Oh! There you go. Mouse eater. First fish on the mouse. Just choked it. There you go. I think it works. Oh, look at it, fell right out. So there you go, guys. Nice little, what, 3-pound? First fish on the mouse. Absolutely smoked it in open water. Thank you, sweetheart. It is not a successful fishing venture without a cigar, courtesy of Pat there up front. Thank you, Pat. I'm gonna light this sucker up because we had a success. Search continues. Just in time. Another fish. This guy just came out and crushed the old Mouseketeer. Nice little 2-pounder. Nice little 2-pound fish on the mouse. Very nice. Beautiful. Thanks, bud. So Pat and I had a good day out on the lake. 2 fish in the boat. Had a couple other swipes and the mouse works good. So I'm going to show you in the shop what it looks like all finished here. I think that's as far as I'm going to take it because it works. Thanks for watching.